So this next set of videos is about YouTube marketing and getting more subscribers. So if anybody's got any comments, please comment below, please share. If you want to ask any questions, just drop them in and we'll get back to you. So the first question is, how do I get 1,000 subscribers on YouTube fast?
Well, you don't do what you've just done, Mr. Price. You ask, if you like our channel, please subscribe, hit that notification bell, and you can see our future content. You do it that way, not nefariously the way you've just sort of done it. But but no, look, to get 1,000 subscribers really quickly, you either need a viral piece of content or an awesome piece of content that people want to share and engage with, or you run YouTube ads to drive lots and lots of visits to your channel to obviously another good piece of content. You obviously ask for the subscriber. You make sure it's in the video when people are watching it. And I've seen channels, well, we took a channel at the end of last year in 2 months from 1,000 to 20,000 subscribers just using ads and not with a massive spend. So ads would be the easiest way, yeah.
Okay.
I'm sure Vince would talk about ranking though.
Yeah, ranking 100%. Or you can even buy a channel that has 1,000 subscribers already. That's the fastest way.
Yeah.
But yeah, ranking definitely, because if you can rank your videos, and we talk about this many times in other videos, if you can rank your videos to the top of the searches, then obviously people are going to find the videos. YouTube is going to recommend the videos under the suggested video section. You're going to go on Google as well eventually on the search. So this will like skyrocket your growth in terms of subscribers.
Okay, cool. How do I monetize my YouTube channel?
Yeah, so there are 2 requirements to do it. You need to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours in the last 12 months. Once you get to this, you can just go into your settings in the YouTube channel, enable monetization. And so you can start earning money when people place their ads on top of your videos. That's how you monetize. But then, of course, this is just one. You can get like partnership, collaboration with like people that want to promote their products through you if you become known and an influencer. But again, the best way is to sell your own products or services. That's the fastest way, the best way, and it's the one that you actually control. So you can, yeah, as Andy said in another video, sky's the limit. You can make as much as you want with this.
I'm right in saying, Vince, that once you click that monetization enablement tab, you do need a Google AdSense account, and you do have to wait for YouTube/Google to approve you. So you don't get monetized the minute you get 1,000 subscribers and 4,000. You have to just wait for that to be approved.
Right.
Okay. Next question. How do I get more subscribers for free? Everybody wants it for free or fast, don't they?
For free. So if you don't want to spend money into ads, for free, the best way is, again, to make sure you rank your videos to the top. And also I would recommend you create some kind of viral content that can get shared a lot. That's not easy. Like, it's easier said than done, of course. But if you can do that, you can grow very fast and for free. And then my other strategy I would recommend is you ask other people for interviews so you can tap into their audience. And obviously their audience is going to watch the interview. They're going to subscribe to the channel if you ask. So again, guys, if you like this video, subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment below if you have questions. And you just say this throughout the video, and that's how you get more subscribers for free.
And once you've got over 1,000 subscribers, you can enable the community tab on the channel. So you can get, it's a bit like Google's version of Twitter. Although for now, there's not a massive uptake on it. But that community tab, the content that goes into that does get shared quite widely at the moment. So that can bring a lot of people to your channel to subscribe as well.
Nice. Okay, good. There's a few questions now around subscribers in a different context. So there's 3 of them. So I think anybody watching probably needs to take an overview of the next few questions as a collective rather than as individual ones. I'm trying to help them there. So this next question is, how do I get fake subscribers? Don't veer off, guys. Don't veer off. Just answer the question, how you get fake subscribers, because the other questions then are still around fake subscribers. So stick to the question. How do I get fake subscribers?
I'm actually surprised that someone is searching for how do I get fake subscribers.
Okay.
I would say, I'm not sure because I've never done it, but probably the best way is to go on on websites like Fiverr.com, Upwork, and just pay someone to subscribe to your channel. That's the only thing.
Let me take over then, Vince, because
okay.
As somebody might gather, I have done many times this for lots of people, because it's something that you get asked all the time. Is look, I need monetization today. Can I cheat? Right? And of course, that you can use Fiverr, you can use Upwork, you can use channels like QQTube, where you just buy. But the issue is they're not real; they are bots.
Okay, you're going off subject here, because the next question is, can I buy fake subscribers? So you've just answered that. So maybe the third question in this series is, why shouldn't you use fake subscribers, which is what you're drifting into now. So people are asking, can you get them? Can you buy them? And you're going to say now why you shouldn't do, is what I'm guessing, Simon.
Well, it's like it's like
why
the good old,
I use fake subscribers.
Yeah, it's like the good old days in Facebook when people used to buy Facebook likes. You know, you can go and buy them. They're not real. Is anybody paying attention to the number of subscribers that you've got? Well, the main person that is you. You know, it's all vanity, really. And do you really want to be sat there in 6 months going, well, how many of these are real? You know, what actual effect am I having? How good is my content? So you could go and buy a few thousand subscribers, and then you now can't really tell what's happening. But also, there's an argument to say that Google knows, and of course Google knows what's going on, right? They know where all these botnets are and all these fake subscribers are. And my absolute answer to this would be don't, because it will penalize your channel.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's those kind of 3 questions rolled into one, which is, I knew that would happen. Okay, the next question. What is the best way to get subscribers on my YouTube channel?
Vince?
Yeah. Again, the best way, in my opinion, is to obviously real subscribers. We don't want fake subscribers. So you need to make sure you do great content for the type of people you want to attract. So there is a message to market match for sure. And then, of course, you need to make sure your videos are found in the top of the searches, because there are stats out there that show that only the first 5 videos in the results actually get watched. If you are after the 5th one, you're never, not never, but most likely you're not gonna be watched. So make sure you get into the top 5. And if you need help with that, we actually kind of guarantee you that you will get to the top 5. So comment below, reach out to us through the link in the description, and we will make sure you actually get ranked.
Okay. Why does it take so long to get subscribers on YouTube?
Because you're not buying fake ones.
or if your content is rubbish. Yeah. But it's all about the content. But you've got to think, look at yourself. How often do you actually, as you press the subscribe button, you've got to be really, really bought into the content to actually click that button. You know, people are just watching. I'm watching. Very rarely do I get asked to subscribe. And even then, can I be bothered? You know, so if you've got to get thousands and thousands of different people on your channel to get a handful of them to click subscribe. So it's not like you're ever going to achieve, 1 view, 1 subscribe. Good luck if you're going to do that, unless you're Donald Trump or Elon Musk or someone of that ilk, like people just going, yeah, I'll watch this because this is just fascinating. But the audience, if you get the right audience, you'll get a much higher subscribe percentage. And the message is right, the good content's there. That's just do it properly.
Yeah. Think about what you're doing. I love the phrase Vince used there. It's the first time I've heard that in 30 years I've been in marketing, but message to
it's that long that since you've heard it, you've forgotten it.
No, I can't read my own writing. Oh, it's one of those weeks. That's all I'm going to say. Honestly,
we'll give you another go at it.
Message to market match. That is a really good phrase. 3 M's, alliteration. Message to market match is a really nice way of describing it, because if I'm interested in it and engaged with it, I'm more likely to subscribe. So one of the few things I subscribe to is a couple of car channels on YouTube, a couple of interesting people. That's it.
And really FC Liverpool channel for sure.
Sorry?
FC Liverpool channel?
No, I don't even subscribe to that. Do you subscribe to Juventus though?
No.
Do you do QPR, Simon?
I only on Facebook Live. So, but that conversation we've just had there shows exactly how hard it is to get to somebody to subscribe.
It does. Yeah. Okay, let's move on. People will be bored of listening to us. Is channel engagement rate important, Simon?
Well, I'll hand that one over to Vince because he knows a lot more about that. But yes, absolutely. But he'll give you some more detail.
Yeah, it is. But again, for example, with our strategies, we prove that times and times again, we can rank videos for a brand new YouTube channel to the top of the searches anyway. Because what's really important, again, if you try to rank your videos, the most important factor is the watch time, the total watch time. So if you apply certain strategies that we talk about in other videos, you make sure people watch your video, they watch it until the end. That's what YouTube loves, because obviously the more people stay on the platform, the more advertising YouTube can show. And of course, the more money they make. So it is important, of course, but to an extent, because again, we prove times and times again that we can rank videos even with a brand new channel.
Okay. Second to last question here. How do I find out how many people are watching my channel?
Within YouTube Studio, you've got your analytics tab. You've got the analytics on the individual videos, but yeah, within the Creator Studio, you've got your analytics, and that's where you can see exactly what's going on a daily basis, weekly, monthly, all time, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah. Okay. And final question. What should I do if people aren't watching my channel? No jokes, folks.
Quit.
Yeah, I was about to say the same. Pack it in.
Yeah. Go big. Go big. Make some great content. Like, get out there. Just probably consider the fact that you're not making the right content, or you're not engaging enough. So you just need to probably revisit the type of content you are making. Yeah.
Yeah. And also, I would just say, reach out to us, guys, and we will make sure your content will be found. So again, if you have any questions, drop them below and click the link in the description to find out more on how we can help you further.
Okay, so hi again. This next video, a set of questions and answers, is about YouTube marketing and strategy. So if there's anything that kind of floats your boat here, you need help with ranking videos to #1, please subscribe, turn the notifications on, drop us some questions, and we'll get back to you. I hope you like what we're about to go through. So let's crack on. So this is about YouTube marketing and strategy. And the first question is, what is YouTube marketing?
Go, Simon.
Vince.
I go. So YouTube, I would even say, okay, on YouTube, you have two main big areas. One is education, and the other one is entertainment. So inside education is solving people problems, like tutorials, all this kind of stuff. And at entertainment, you've got like music, football videos, gamers. So inside those two areas, of course, you provide content that's valuable to your audience. And then you make sure this content is actually found, because if it's not found, if you make great content but it's not found, it's the same as making shitty content that is found. It's going to be the same result, so no one will actually pay attention. So the first way, organic way, is make sure your videos are found to the top of the searches. And again, we can make this happen for you. If you're interested, click the link in the description to find out more. And then there is the paid way, which Simon can talk more about.
Yeah, so loads of brands are jumping on board with YouTube as an opportunity now for advertising, just for the fact that there's hundreds and hundreds of hours worth of footage uploaded by content creators on a minute by minute basis. The thing is, YouTube literally cannot be filled with content in terms of ads. So whereas if you look at Facebook, it's got a finite reach in terms of its user base and the space that's available within people's feeds. And I think we're all seeing there's more and more ads coming all the time in all of these types of platforms. But YouTube, there's that much content that you can still serve ads into your audience at a very, very low cost. So YouTube marketing, my issue with it is that there's a lot of brands out there that are taking what I would call a spray and pray approach, where they understand that if somebody skips within 30 seconds, they don't pay. So they're choosing an enormously broad audience and just seeing where those conversions come from. We'd rather say, in terms of YouTube marketing, you pick where your demographic and your keywords and your competitors' visits and placements, all of these things and topics overlay with each other. And that's where you place your ads, because one, your costs are lower, but your conversions are more guaranteed. And on channel, you get better engagement. And I know this is something that Vince talks about massively in terms of ranking videos at the top of YouTube search, is the engagement and watch time. And if you don't get the audience right, you're not going to get people to stick. So YouTube marketing, ads plus organic. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just going to add in here for people looking. Some of these questions that we're going to go through today might seem similar, but we will try and answer them because there might be some nuances. So the second question is, how do I use YouTube marketing?
Well, if we let's keep this one short and sweet. YouTube marketing, come and talk to someone like us, or an agency that's got a reputation for producing results.
Yeah.
We'll be able to rank you and we'll be able to push your ad. So even if you just give us, subscribe to the channel, you'll see lots of different videos that we put out regularly. But talk to us. We're here. Just we'll give you all the advice you need, however big or small or brand you are.
Yeah. The next one is YouTube good for marketing? I'll throw my hat in on this one. The simple answer is yes. The danger that most brands and most people have is that they silo the thinking. They think there's a silver bullet, that is one channel, that is one way of getting to the market. In my experience, and many years going, 30 years, and with all of the whole team as well, don't think in silos. The reason YouTube is really, really good for marketing and businesses is, particularly YouTube first strategy, is that it allows you to get in front of customers, raise awareness, generate great ROI, get lots of click-throughs, all these things that we've talked about in the videos. And as part of the wider marketing mix, it simply delivers the best bang for the bucks of any channel, online and offline at the moment. So yeah, it's really, really good for marketing.
And people are paying attention.
Yeah.
That's the real difference. TV, if you're on TV ads, it's in the room. You don't necessarily know who's watching or whether they are watching. Whereas YouTube, it's described as lean in. People are actually paying attention, leaning in, looking at the content. So yeah, that's one of the bigger benefits.
Yeah, I think just to add as well, the whole landscape of how we consume advertising, media and messages has changed over this last decade. And we're watching more and more video. We're watching it on mobiles, and YouTube is it's the best place one for consuming that media. And you're catching people who are interested in what you're talking about. So it is absolutely phenomenal. We'll move on to one of the other questions here. How do I use YouTube marketing for my business? And I think, Simon, it's similar to what you said before.
It's an omni-channel approach, and to actually use it for the top end of your funnel for awareness is where it's killing it at the moment. To get in front of that many people for that lower cost, and then measure. And one of the things I talk about as an ex-accountant is conversion. You know, we actually can now truly measure end-to-end a campaign conversion and the cost per conversion. So you can then truly scale campaigns and understand that if I put X in, I will get Y out, and you know, and that's pretty predictable. So you can then build that into cash flow forecasts, plan forward with stock, all of those sort of things. But it's great. But don't forget that it is an omni-channel approach, and you need to be tying that into all of your other social channels.
Yeah. And if I could provide like a framework for how to use YouTube marketing, I would say there are 4 steps. Number 1 is identify your avatar, your target market, the people you want to attract. Number 2 is making videos that are relevant for those people. Again, we talked about message to market match. And then number 3 is doing videos to rank organically. And then number 4 is doing videos to run ads with. So if you follow those 4 steps, and of course, then again, you support this, if we can add a 5th step with a multi-channel approach or remarketing on other platforms, then your success could be like guaranteed.
And just to add there, I think this is one of the advantages of working with an agency like ours, although a media partner like ourselves, is that Vince has just said it there. The most important thing, and it's been said for years and years and years, there's nothing new in this, but people forget about it, is understanding your customer is the single most important thing that you need to do with anything before you start anything, because they're the ones that you're going to live or die by them. So always understand your customer.
And before you go on, Andy, one of the things that I think that's becoming new in sort of the SEO industry is we have been offering people the opportunity to rank their videos at the top of YouTube search before we charge them. You know, we've offered people that opportunity to do that with one video and prove what we can do and show that it works. And you can't do that in SEO. You know, nobody's going to say we'll rank you for a competitive keyword, you know, on the first page, or let alone on the first page in the top 3 results, and then charge you, because it could take months and months worth of work. And the stuff that Vince has brought, you know, from his business and the way that he works, that you can rank within a day, like sometimes within hours, at the top of YouTube, and have results there and then, you know, that's changing the whole world of marketing.
Yeah, absolutely. And that takes us nicely on to the next question. Is YouTube effective for marketing? And I'm just going to throw a little thing in here, and this is a little story from a conversation with a potential new client. And during that call, we were with a traditional media buyer who's part of the wider team. He runs a traditional media buying agency. We run YouTube and digital. And, you know, he was talking about TV and sponsorships and how to out of home. And one of the things he even realized, coming from that traditional background, he said to the client on the call, and this was brilliant, said the great thing with these guys at S.media and the YouTube thing is, you as a client are going to learn so much more about your customers through the data than you'll ever know previously. And that actually helps me in terms of understanding the customer habits and who they are even more, so that when I then do come back to you with out of home proposals, bus shelters, whatever it may be, and even some TV and sponsorships, we'll understand who the sweet spot customer is more through doing these kind of campaigns. So, you know, is YouTube effective for marketing? Absolutely, because it actually helps in a much wider omni-channel approach in terms of, like I said, understanding customer base, what they're watching, what their habits, what are they like, what videos are they interested in, what things are they interested in. So it has a massive impact on everything else in a positive way.
I've got another. You'll remember, Andy, from last year, we were dealing with a cycling holiday business, and his perception was that his market were guys typically in their 40s, businessmen who've got disposable income, you know, because it was a more of an experiential holiday. You know, you go off, you have food, you cycle, you know, the cycling type club guys, right? But when we run the ads, he found out that it was actually a younger demographic, and it completely transformed all of his marketing going forwards, because it was a market sector that he hadn't even considered. So the going into a campaign with thinking you know what it is, it helps you discover new avenues for your customer base going forward. you know, and that's why it's so valuable.
Yeah. I'm going to move on to the next question, because I think we've kind of answered some of that, which is, what are the benefits of using YouTube? Well, we've answered some of those in terms of understanding your customer audience better, using that data to drive other decisions within your business. But I think it might be worth Simon just touching on some of the things that we're going through at the moment as a business, in not only ranking #1 on Google and #2 at the top, or sorry, on YouTube, but also the benefits in terms of wider SEO, because there's some huge benefits to YouTube, isn't there, Simon?
Yeah. So look, Google has openly said that it wants to be predominantly video. And it said that 3 years ago. And it said by 2020, we would be mostly video. And the issue is, it hasn't achieved that yet. And that's because people aren't making enough video. I know we've talked about in some of these other videos, there are hundreds and hundreds of hours worth of video getting uploaded every minute to YouTube. And there are, but most of the content creators are people that are in it at the moment for trying to monetize their channels. And it's not business to business or business to consumer content, you know, ad worthy content or business content that's going out there. It's more educational or gaming and all that sort of stuff that's going up, right? But what we're finding is people putting the right content in front of the right people at the right time. It's making so much difference to their brand awareness and the traffic that they can get to their websites, that then leads on to, if we can rank a video at the top of YouTube for the right keywords, we are seeing these videos appearing in the top of normal organic Google results pretty much straight away. And going back to the SEO world, you can see that people in the SEO don't recommend video as a rule, because they don't want to see video SEO budget getting shifted over to video. Now, Google sees videos as such an important piece of the puzzle, because there's an example I use, which is best barbecue, right? Now, if I'm searching for the best barbecue, I'm 49 years old and I'm looking for a really, really top end barbecue. I don't mind spending probably a significant amount of money on it, but I'm going to do my research and I want to find, I'm not going to buy that barbecue off of a text-based listing. Yes, you know, I would have probably clicked on 3 or 4 or 5 ads, done research, all of that. Now I would go onto YouTube and watch videos around the different barbecues and people using them. Now, the reason I give that example is a 20-year-old guy who's probably, if you took me and took me back 20 years, I would not be looking for the same barbecue as I am now. And the reason I give that example is, if we both clicked on the same text-based listing, we would spend probably a similar amount of time reading, because it takes us time to digest what's on the page and look at the pictures. Whereas if you use video, Google is measuring exactly how long I am spending on that video and how long I look through it, and looking at the point at which I disengage from it, and adding that data to my personal profile. Now, Google wants to go, as do Amazon and Apple and all these other guys. They all want to end up with voice search. So voice search is called AEO, answer engine optimization. And we'll end up there in, well, maybe this video is on our YouTube channel in 10 years time and somebody's laughing at me going, you know, you predicted it was going to be 10 years and it's still nowhere near, or it only took 3 years, right? But we will get there in 3, 5, 10, 20 years time to proper voice search. But the only way Google can achieve that is by measuring the engagement against questions that people are asking. So if I ask an answer engine, what's the best barbecue? And a 20-year-old asks, what's the best barbecue? At the point at which voice search works, we get different answers. And Google can't work out what that is at the moment. Neither can Apple or Amazon or any of these other guys. So video is the bridge. And it is absolutely the bridge between text-based search and answer engines. And that's why I know I've now ranted on for a couple of minutes, which, you know, but it is that important that you make videos that answer people's questions to come up in search.
Amazing.
Okay, thanks, Simon. So there's a very big benefit of using YouTube. slightly longer answer than we were allowing for, but Simon does that on that subject. That's okay. Next question. I think this is a quick answer. Should I use a specialist YouTube ads agency?
I think they should use the specialist YouTube ad agency, right?
Well, here's the thing. We are a specialist YouTube media planning, targeting and buying partner.
That's right.
We're not like any normal agency. So we do things very, very differently to how agencies would approach, but we do understand wider marketing. My answer to it would be, if you've got the budget and you need the help, you absolutely need to use a specialist agency. If you try and do it on the cheap, you'll come a cropper, because it is complicated. There's a lot more to it than the first appears. It's a lot more complicated than just pressing a boost button on Facebook.
Yeah. Can I talk about the IDAR system for a second? Because we built that system 2 or 3 years ago, and it's ever developing. And that system, which is intelligence-driven ad results. We'd love to say it's AI, but it's essentially programmatic with human intelligence overlaid. But that system is continually adjusting people's campaigns. The issue with particularly the display network and YouTube is that your placements, there are trillions of, well, I don't know how many placements, billions, if not trillions of placements available. Google's going to serve your content into that ocean of content. And unless you know what you're doing, where you can place it properly to get the conversions, you can throw money away, right? And we were lucky enough to have clients over the years that have spent millions through our agency. We've been lucky to test, reiterate, learn, and look at the placement opportunities and optimize that system. So look, if someone wants to go in and run YouTube ads campaigns today, they can do it themselves off of their own Google Ads account, as Facebook agencies will be trying to do. But you will be wasting money if you don't deal with a specialist.
Yeah, okay. Thank you for that, Simon. Next question. Can I set up a YouTube marketing campaign myself?
Go on then, Andy, you can do that one.
Yeah, they can, but it's not easy. I've sat there with Simon, as who I call Neo from the Matrix, because that's what it's like he's going into in the back end of Google. And yes, of course, you can set things up yourself, but it takes perseverance, a little bit of work. I don't think the setting up is the problem. It's actually then the ongoing side of things that can get very complicated.
Well, the settings in terms of getting campaigns to run, we can all look. Google's objective, let's not forget, Google's objective is to get you to open your wallet and spend as much as you can, right? And you will get phone calls from Google's own team saying, well, why don't we try this and this and this? And just caveat that with the fact that their only objective is to get you to spend money, and as much money as possible. A prime example of that is within Google's setup, there is a conversion action called maximize conversions. Now, you would actually think, right, when I set my campaign up, I'll choose maximum conversions as my objective. Actually, that translates as please spend all of my budget. So Google, if you choose maximum conversions and you set it on £100 a day, it will spend £100 a day, but it won't maximize your conversions. What it will do is maximize the opportunity to show your ads, but are you showing it to the right audience? So there's hundreds. I've been working on Google for 20 years and I still don't understand probably half of it. Anybody who says they understand it all, frankly, must be an idiot. You know, there's no one that understands it all. But understanding the way it works and the way to tweak campaigns is massively important, because you've got to let it learn. And the biggest thing, like Andy and I's book is coming out hopefully towards the end of April, May this year. And we talk a lot in there about patience and not tinkering. Like tinkering is the death of all these campaigns and if you're a Facebook advertiser, you will know this. You know, you go in and you start adjusting things, or you start looking at your campaigns on an hour by hour basis, expecting things to happen and trying to force it, trying to get it to, you're trying to take control and wrangle this massive beast of Google. You can't do that. You need to let it learn, be patient. Yeah, I think I've probably gone on a bit too long.
Yeah. Thank you, Simon. Yeah, again, It's all right. I mean, there's so many things around this whole subject that we can cover. So we'll move on to the next question. Why don't many people use YouTube advertising yet?
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, just a short answer to this. I think for two main reasons. I think people are just more focused on Facebook as of now, just because in the last years Facebook has been like the predominant platform. So for this, and then also I would say it's more difficult to run ads on YouTube in terms of you need to do videos, and not everyone is willing to do videos. On Facebook, you can just do an image with some text and you have an ad up running. On YouTube, you need to do videos, and again, we talk in other videos how to structure the videos and then the targeting and all this stuff. But yeah, this would be, I think, the main reason why. I don't know if Simon has something else.
Yeah, the barrier to entry is making the video in the first place, but also those that do go on to use it, they're often trying it themselves, or they don't have the experience to get it to convert, or the patience. And there's loads of people that have tried it and got nothing out of it, and they think therefore first go, oh, it didn't work, right, and they've walked away. Whereas if you structure it, the ads correctly, you get the hooks correct, the calls to action, your audience, all of these things, you still require the patience and the budget, and it's not Facebook in that you can't go and press I want to boost it to X number of people and I get X result. It needs time, and it needs people with budget and conviction and a plan and a strategy. So, but all of that said, the opportunity is enormous, because with not everybody using it, it's like virgin ground. There's so much opportunity still.
Yeah, just two things very quickly there. The barrier to entry being mainly producing the video, that it's a misconception. It's much easier than people think, and we've talked on lots of videos about how to do that. And secondly, YouTube is a proper advertising platform. Facebook kind of feels like a bit of a cheat with the boost. And therefore, it takes proper marketers who understand how to build campaigns and manage those campaigns. But the results are far superior. You get out what you put in, end of. And YouTube is a proper marketing platform, where some of the others, the social channels that have been shoehorned with marketing in, and I think YouTube's just a much better platform for marketing, full stop. So it needs doing properly. Moving on. How is YouTube advertising going to affect the marketing industry this year?
Well, I think we're going to see an enormous shift. Once people understand that they can rank video quickly, and that Google will give you the opportunity to put your content at the top of search straight away, for the fact that they want to test that content, and then the good content will sit at the top. We were talking to a creative agency yesterday, one of the bigger creative agencies in the north of England, and their creative director said, this is exactly what I'm looking for, because yes, everybody's content will have a chance. You've all got a chance at the top spot, but then it's down to how good that content is. And if that content is great and engaging, people watch it, you will, get orders, you'll get engagement, you'll get people coming through, liking, subscribers, everything will come to you if you do it properly. And that's the shift that's going to happen in marketing, when people really grasp the fact that they can rank video at the top straight away within 24 hours, and then they can maintain its position and drive conversions using ads.
Yeah. And I think to prove the point that it is actually starting to move is that we're getting some inbound calls. We've got about 16 proposals out in January alone, globally, for brands wanting to go on YouTube, because they're starting to see the benefits of it, and they're starting to hear from people. So it is absolutely going to change the way people are approaching things this year.
And just to add to that, we are hearing more and more and more from marketing departments that they are being tasked with the lead generation and producing an ROI. And as we know, the whole marketing industry is changing and shifting away from agencies. A lot of in-house resources being lost, through the collapse of markets. But when that gets all reinvented, people will be looking for the new channels that they can use, and at the top of that will be YouTube.
Yeah. Okay, next question. Are lots of businesses moving from Facebook to YouTube advertising?
I'd say the honest answer is probably no, in that lots of them don't really still understand the opportunity that exists.
Yeah.
And I would say to, if you're watching this and you want to learn more, please do subscribe to our channel, hit the notification, and there's tons of content that we've got here and on the website that you can consume and learn. And we're always here for advice. But there are lots of businesses moving, if you want to, use that term. There are lots of the brands realizing that it's an opportunity. I just don't think there's enough actually grasping the opportunity. They see it. They need to be convinced. So I think we'll see that shift. If you look at the US market, where we do a lot, there's a lot more brands over there that are going straight into YouTube. They've already got it, but you would say they're probably a year or two ahead of the UK.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what's happening. What are you seeing that in Italy, Vince?
We are probably 5 years behind the UK, so that's going to happen even later. But I think what people maybe don't know is that on YouTube, you only pay if people watch past 30 seconds. So you get like massive brand awareness for free.
Yeah.
And on Facebook, it's not like that. So obviously, if you have a business, if you're just doing Facebook, you need to move as soon as possible, get this competitive advantage. How do you say, when you like the first mover advantage, because you're going to reap big benefits if you do it now.
Okay, great. Yeah, good stuff there. So the final question, and I think I'll chip in on this to start with. It's a bit of an odd question, really, that people are asking here, because I don't really make sense of it. But YouTube marketing and advertising strategy, who's the best? That's a really crap question.
Out of me and you.
Sorry?
Out of me and you.
Well, the thing is, if I'm writing a marketing strategy with different advertising tactics within that, YouTube is going to be part of that. It's not uniquely one or the other is better. Essentially, it's YouTube should be part of the wider omni-channel approach in terms of your marketing and advertising strategy. End of.
And just to clarify why that is such a strange question, YouTube marketing and advertising strategy, who's the best? All of these questions that we've answered in this video are questions that people are typing into Google. So if you go to Google and you search YouTube marketing and advertising strategy, and you scroll down to the section that says people also ask, you will see questions. Google is obviously recording every single question people type in. And look, I'll be honest, I sometimes sit on my keyboard and I'll type in an absolutely horrendous question, because at some point somebody is going to see that question, or somebody at the other end is reading that and trying to transpose an answer that goes on the back of it, right? But it's like when if the kids get hold of Siri and they start asking Siri ridiculous questions, right? All of that data is being recorded into the back end of the algorithm. And once these questions come up in search, this is the opportunity. I cannot impress on people enough the opportunity that exists to answer questions that people are asking in a video format. So who's the best? I'd like to say we're one of the best. There are many agencies across the globe that are, and we are partnering with a lot of them. In the YouTube marketing space, we are trying to create a network of the best in YouTube across the globe. And if you're listening to this and you're watching our video this far through and you are one of those, please do get in touch. But who's the best? Those that are able to get the conversions and make it consistently work.
If you are interested in YouTube marketing and advertising your products and services, then watch this video, because we are going to reply to some of the most common questions that people ask. And make sure, of course, if you like this type of content, subscribe to the channel, turn on the notifications, comment if you have any questions. Of course, we'll get back to you personally. And if you want to take it further, click the link in the description to find out more on how we can help you. So let's start. First question. Can you advertise a product on YouTube?
Yes, absolutely, definitely advertise product on YouTube. Just as a little story, we've got a potential new client that we're talking to, which is a UK-wide furniture company. They've got lots of products. We're talking to a global brand that's got lots of products. YouTube's brilliant for it. Couple of reasons why. You can tell a story around the product. You can educate around the product. You can entertain around the product. You can show how it's used. And unlike a normal 30-second TV commercial that you pay a heap of cash for, you don't know if people are really watching. You might pay a cent to get to past people past 30 seconds. And as Simon says, the taximeter's not running. It could be 10 minutes long. So you can really show products in use. You can show the product, how it works, the benefits of the product, the emotional side of the product. So let's say saying it's a barbecue, you can show how the barbecue works, but you can actually show somebody making burgers and enjoying the product. So yeah, it's fantastic for product advertising. It's really, really good.
All right. Then we have, how many views do you need to put ads on your YouTube videos?
More than one. No, but if you're talking about monetizing your channel, you need to have had 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours, and then ads will start showing in your channel. In terms of running ads yourself, you can run ads from very, very small budgets, and you can have ads up, within an hour of creating one. Yeah.
So how do I advertise a product on YouTube? And I can probably start with this one, answering, like, you have two ways. You have the organic way, where you rank your videos to the top of the searches. So when people find for certain keywords, solutions to their problems, your video is up there. And you need to make sure you are in the top 5. Otherwise, people don't watch videos after the 5th position. And then you've got, of course, if you want to go faster, because the organic way is great, but it takes time. If you want to go faster, of course, there is the paid way. And probably Simon is going to talk more about this.
Yeah, so look, you can put an ad up, specify an audience. I think there is a formula. You do need to quickly grab people's attention within that first 3 to 6 seconds, then educate them, pull them in, offer them the opportunity to click through, tell them, come through, find more, find out more, learn more, watch a further video about the product. But one of the misconceptions is that an ad can only be sort of 30 seconds, a minute long. An ad on YouTube can be 10 minutes, 20 minutes long. And I'm not saying that's necessarily right. It would depend on the particular product. But you've got the opportunity past 30 seconds to go on for pretty much as long as you like. And as long as you can hold people's attention, and if you can hold people's attention, you've got a massive advantage. So if you can get your product there and educate people, basically warm them up to the point where, right now, the chances are they saw the ad as a cold audience, and now I'm busy watching it, and I want it right now. I understand the product. I'm going to buy. So yes, that's the opportunity.
Yeah. All right. Then great question, actually. What are the different types of ads on YouTube?
So ads wise, the ones that succeed most at the moment, we tend to use bumpers. So the bumper that comes up in front of somebody's content that people can't skip, that you will pay for. Once you've got in stream, so when somebody's sat watching something, there's the ads that interrupt you while you're busy watching a particular topic. Well, that's where there's a massive opportunity, because we use something called a pattern interrupt. And if somebody's watching, let's say it's and I've mentioned it before, barbecues, they're on YouTube researching the barbecues that they want to buy, and then up pops your ad for the best type of barbecue, and it fits their demographic. Suddenly they're not watching an ad, they're continuing to watch a topic. So then you can make it not feel like an ad. And I think that's quite a lot of how YouTube advertising will develop over the years, over the next year to 18 months. There will be a lot more of pattern interrupt and topic filled content. But other types of ads, discovery ads. So they sit when somebody's searched for a particular topic, your ad will sit there on the right hand side in the suggested videos, and somebody can just click it. And often that doesn't feel like an ad either, because it's just sat there. They think it's got the little ad badge next to it, but you know, when we've all searched, we're just lazy. We just click the top, you know, we'll click the top piece of content, and that can be an ad as well. So discovery is great for brand awareness. It doesn't allow you the same opportunities in terms of calls to action, because it doesn't give you the click through that in-stream would. But those would be the main forms of ads we would use.
Absolutely. So guys, if you like this content so far, of course, like this video, subscribe to the channel. And if you've got questions so far, make sure you type them below, because we will reply personally to you. All right. So what audience should I use to advertise my products on YouTube?
I'll throw something in first here. It goes back to something Vince has said before. I've said my entire career, I was taught by people who were way better than me back in the days. Understand your customers first. You've got to truly understand who your customers are. Some people call it an avatar, whatever. You know, you need to really think about who's going to be interested in your product or your service. In this case, a product. You can't really build your audience out until you understand what they're like, what their lives are like, what their interests are, what they've been searching for, all those kind of things. But once you start to understand what they're like, you then can start to build that audience out. So I'll hand over to Simon now for him to elaborate a little bit more.
Yeah, so if you were running normal PPC campaigns, you'd be keyword driven or key phrase driven. And somebody searched for something, and then your ad pops up and they click it and they make a choice at that point. And that might cost you 50p, £1, £2, £10. I've seen PPC ads costing 20, £30 a click. So with YouTube, particularly, the best strategy is to overlay what somebody's searching for, the sites that they've been on, and create in-market audiences. So if somebody's in the market for a product, so let's say I've been searching for golf clubs, and I've been on Sports Direct, I've been on American Golf, I've been on a few different websites to do with golf. It's very easy then to target the people that are in the market for a particular product. And obviously we don't always purchase there and then, we spend time researching. But if, for example, American Golf were running traditional PPC ads and driving people to their website for a tailor-made driver, that person is clicking that ad. American Golf is spending the £2, £3, £4 a click to get the person to the website. But with YouTube, I can target the people that have been on the particular product if I want. So I can then say, well, for 1 pence or 2 pence, I can put a video advert in front of somebody that I know is looking for that particular product. Let American Golf go and pay for the ads, you know, to drive the traffic and awareness. I'll mop up the people that I know are in the market for the product. So they've searched for the keyword, they've been on the websites. You can even choose people that have been on certain apps, all of that. And it's where those things intersect is where you place those ads and get maximum benefit.
Amazing. So is it a good idea to work with YouTube influencers?
That's a really subjective question, and you'll probably have something to say on it as well, Vince. But there's all sorts of different sizes of influencers, and I think really you have to look at what their audience is. So we were dealing with a fashion influencer about 2 weeks ago, and she's got an enormous audience, like 7 million subscribers, right? But she's a really pretty girl, and I don't want to let's not generalize too much here, but can you really tell me that all of her audience is, 1, genuine, and I'm not saying that isn't, but 2, is it guys? You know, is it guys just looking at a pretty girl? Yeah. Is it actual people that we want to, her demographic, right? And probably the majority of it is. But if we put ads into her channel, we are then able to leverage her audience. That's great. but dealing with the influencer themselves and then placing product within the influencer's channel as product placement, I think people are starting to see through that slightly, in that they know the influencer's getting paid to promote the product. I think we're going to move forward into a world where it has to be a product that the influencer genuinely uses. And I know they'll all make it out that they genuinely use that product, but do they? Do people see through that? I don't know. Vince, have you got some thoughts on influencers?
Actually, you said it all. Yeah, it's the same as Instagram. You can see these big people with lots of influencers, but maybe most of them are fake. They're not in target. So I wouldn't really focus too much on this. I would just focus more on ranking my videos and then running my ads. If you want to have proven and then measurable results.
And it can be, and that influencer that we were talking about there, to get 2 posts and 2 stories. So we were looking at YouTube and Instagram. It was £200,000 to run 4 pieces of content, right? For £200,000 on YouTube ads, you could reach, 100 million people. That's the difference, but of the right people. So where we're saying that the influencer might not have the right audience, and if you look at that influencer's engagement rate, if their engagement rate is 2%, that sounds great to a brand, and the brand's thinking, right, 7 million followers, 2% engagement rate, 140,000 people going to see my content. Well, maybe, but they're not liking your content. They're liking the influencer, right? Or they're commenting on the influencer, and ultimately it's the influencer that gets the benefit. So yes, influencers have their place, but I think we will see their demands in terms of what they get paid for this content changing, and the content or the products that get placed in their channels becoming far more around actual genuine, this is my actual recommendation, so look, it'll change over the next year or 2.
Nice. Then we've got what products work best with YouTube advertising?
I'm going to throw something in here just to make, hopefully, who's listening and viewing this think about what their perceptions of what think work and don't. A couple of things. I was sat in a meeting with the board of directors, and they were saying people are not on YouTube looking for our kind of product. And then one of the directors went, I do. And he was in his 50s, and I could have given him £100 and said, thank you, you've just answered there that the different types of products can. Now, one of the things we've just been working on before Christmas, and Simon mentioned earlier, it had 160 odd brochure downloads. They got a £900,000 order out of it, was a very specialist, highly engineered tool product that you would not think would be right on YouTube. And it worked phenomenally well. And it was just little how-to videos, because people are going there to get questions answered and find out things. And it worked brilliantly well. So you might think the B2B, for example, and you've got a tool, a product, something like that, engineering based, actually, it can work brilliantly. Equally, loads of B2C stuff works really well that we work with as well. So I don't know if anybody else has got anything to answer, but the fact of the matter is it works really well for pretty much everything we've worked on so far.
Yeah, let me throw in my massive curveball here, is that a lot of people, and this is the rant I always have about Facebook, is all those guys are always talking about ROI, right? 5 times, 8 times, 10 times ROI, right? That's all bullshit, because it's got to be to do with profit, right? What profit do I actually get out of the campaign, not ROI, right? Because at the end of the day, you might be selling a product that's got 15% margin in it, 50% margin in it. It's not about ROI. It's actually about what profit comes out the back of a campaign. But a lot of these people don't even talk about lifetime value of the customer. So it can often be a customer acquisition piece at a low value product to lead on to an upsell, where that's where the lifetime value is, and the real profit sits beyond the actual campaign itself. So low value products may only, let's say, deliver 1-to-1, 1-to-2 conversion in terms of return on ad spend, but lifetime value could be enormous. So people need to look at, does the product lead to further sales? What's the lifetime value of the customer? Am I building a list? All of that sort of stuff.
Amazing. And then we have a question very similar to the previous one. Which industries use YouTube advertising the most?
Well, currently it's the coaches, the courses. It's changing all the time, you know, but I think the guys that have been on it in terms of Facebook and driving massive returns from their spend there, they are all over YouTube. You know, they're really, really on it. They get it. It's all the other businesses, 99% of businesses are not using YouTube ads. So there's a lot of coaches and courses and all that sort of thing leading the way. But as Andy was saying earlier, you know, we've just been working with a screwdriver manufacturer, and they took some convincing to get going. But, you know, when they've sold over £1 million worth of product in a month off of a campaign that cost them £10,000, that in month one, straight off the bat. So pretty much any industry you can get it to work. Just depends on your expectations and whether you think it's a magic bullet or you're in it for the long game. But lots and lots of brands are moving across to YouTube now.
Yeah, all kinds of sectors, all kinds of services, all kinds of products. There is a place for it on YouTube, genuinely. Yeah. Okay.
If you guys, of course, are interested in learning more on how we can help you, then reach out to us through the comments below or the link in the description, and we would love to have a chat. So, how do I build an audience on YouTube for my product? And I can just start on this. Obviously, you have, again, two ways. One is the organic way where you rank your videos. I would say the fastest way to do it is, again, running advertising, because the targeting on YouTube is amazing. Like, there's no other places where you can target so specifically and well. And then again, if people skip your ads before 30 seconds, you don't pay anything. So the brand awareness goes through the roof.
One of the quickest ways to do it is research the market, look at all your competitors, create an audience. And a lot of people don't even know you can do this. Create an audience around the people that have been on the checkout pages of your competitor's website, right? So not the guys that are hitting the website, the ones that are hitting the checkout page, because they're the ones that those guys paid to get the traffic to the websites. You're effectively hijacking your competitor's traffic. You know that they're perfect for your product, and you create that audience, serve your ad into it, great piece of content. And then obviously they start finding you organically as well. You start coming up in their suggestions. It's like rolling up a snowball. But yeah, that's probably would be my first port of call.
Yeah, love it. And then you only pay when people watch your videos. Is that right?
Well, obviously, if you rank somebody's video at the top of search, Vince, you pay nothing. It's absolutely free, you know, and this is the game, to use ads to support the organic activity. You know, yes, you can obviously make it work and work really well with a paid only strategy. But as a YouTube agency, we would say you've got to take the organic and the paid route together, along with using all of your other social channels. But if you can get to people watching more than 30 seconds of your ad, you'll pay. The first 29 seconds are free. So the brand awareness on YouTube is like nothing you've ever seen before. You know, you aren't getting a 29-second TV ad for free, are you? You typically a TV ad is 30 seconds. So, you know, imagine you're only paying for that very last second. But as we've said so many times before, once you go past 30 seconds, you pay like 1 or 2 cents. And I've seen brands that we've been talking to, literally the marketing director falling off their chair with amazement when we go like 1 pence, like 1 pence a view after 30 seconds. And they're like, what? Like, are you for real? You know, actually, yes, it is true. You know, like, you know, it's the best piece of marketing that I can genuinely see that I've ever seen in 25 years of marketing.
Yeah. So yeah, guys, the name of the game right now, as Simon said, is YouTube domination. So YouTube organic plus the ads, and then supported by a multi-channel approach. So if you do this, literally you can dominate your niche, your market, and become the authority. So if you want to do that and you want to do it before other people do it, so reach out to us, guys, and we would love to help you. And the last question for this is, can someone buy my product when they see it on YouTube?
So this is something that YouTube will absolutely be pushing massively over the next couple of years.
Yeah,
it's something that's in beta at the moment, and they're trialing it across different countries. But yes, you can. They are going to get to the point where it's click and buy on YouTube completely across the whole board.
Yeah. Hope you enjoyed the content, guys. And again, leave the comment below, like, subscribe to the channel, and we look forward to seeing you in the next videos. Bye bye. Take care.